Hello everyone, today I am building another modern house and I found the inspiration for this house on Pinterest, and as you can see the first part of the house kind of was built really quickly because I didn't record because I was trying to plan out how I wanted to build it first, and then I realized that I put a lot of effort into it and then I didn't want to redo it, so I just used the undo button and then got back to where I was. And yeah, so this house has 3 bedrooms and I think 4 bathrooms. Yeah, it's quite a big house, but it doesn't have a lot of bedrooms and stuff. But there's like a lot of empty space that you could just use for something else. And yeah, I really like the way this house looked. I really like the front of the house. I think it looked really interesting. It really stood out to me. And as you can see right now, I'm trying to find like a proper front door that would be appropriate for this house. And that was just the thing with this game is there's so many nice doors, but most of them for like are like for the lower end walls, and it just doesn't. It looks a bit weird on the medium and tall wall heights. So yeah, this one worked out. It looks alright. It's not that bad. Also, thank you very much for helping me reach 1000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it as it motivates me to post more content like this. If you guys have any ideas on what kind of content you would like to see on the channel, feel free to leave that in the comments below, as I'll be open to making things such as build challenges, let's plays, and maybe branch into other games that have building mechanics, such as like pretty much any single game that has building mechanics. I'll be open to trying out and seeing what it's like in comparison to like Sims and stuff. Most of the colors that I chose in this house were the same colors that you pretty much see on the exterior. So there was like a lot of concrete, like plain white walls and timbers. I really wanted to stick to like, a cozy timber theme and like a lot of fireplaces, like a lot of open space, natural wood colors and tones throughout the house. If you guys are liking the video so far, you should leave a big thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss out on my future content. Moving to the back of the house, there weren't many reference images that I could have followed to make the house match with the front, so I just had to improvise with what I thought was best. So I went with those 4 really big windows in the middle, which I think turned out really great because the catwalk in the interior when you're upstairs looks really great when you're looking down towards the garden. I also added swimming pools and swings and different like activities Sims could do in the back garden so that it didn't just feel like it was just there for decoration. Moving into the interior of the home, I plan to keep it simple. I just added timber flooring and a bunch of like wooden columns where I thought it would be appropriate. And there's this specific piece that I use in the front of the house where there's like these wooden beams going in and out, and I really wanted to use them for some time in some build, and I felt like in this build it was the most appropriate, so I just went forth with it. Here I am currently building the lounge room. I really like the way this turned out. I don't usually build my lounge rooms with like single pieces of sofas or couches, however you guys would like to say. I usually just use the modular one that comes with the Dream Home Decorator pack, but I decided to change it up. See, I was just trying to use it again and I didn't want to use it again. I wanted to make it seem like it was more unique, so I used I don't remember the name of that specific couch, but I really do like the way that looks. And I also used the love seat. I always use that in probably like most of my builds because I just like the way it looks. It's really simple, and yeah, I usually use that on like the edge of like a bed if I have a lot of space in that bedroom. And since bedrooms are like the worst thing for me to decorate, I'm always trying to find ways of like filling it up without making it look like it's cluttered. I also like those poofs that I just placed. The first swatch on that booth is just it's like a little bug, and it has like a little face, and there's like a little flower outline around it. And there's I didn't even know, but there was like a clean swatch on that. So yeah, I'm gonna start using that a lot more now. Um, I felt like the middle of this room or this hall felt a little empty, so I added just a two by one wall, hoping that it would like try to like break the room apart. And on the other side, I added just normal seating. It looked more formal, I guess, since there was a fireplace, but there was no TV. So yeah, I guess it could be considered more formal than this current room. And here I'm just trying to fill up the space by adding different types of decorations like vases, and here is where I put the concrete wall. And I started doing these light strips on my most recent builds, and I kind of like fell in love with it, and I just keep doing it in every single build that I build now that has like a double height ceiling. And yeah, I really do like the way the catwalk looks in this build. Like, it just looks really nice. I like the way you have to go across the entire house just to get to a certain part of the house. I feel like that is quite interesting. And I wanted to add a table here, and I think I put a painting above that. I'm not even sure. I was just trying to look for different decorational pieces that I could put on that table. And yeah, I was just here. I tried to use that piece thingy that you just saw right there to make the wall look more interesting, I guess, to add like different shapes into it. But then I realized that it wouldn't have looked that good if I like stuck them all together. Plus, like, because when you play The Sims, most of the times you're inside. So if I glitched that several times into each other, it wouldn't have looked that appealing. And usually with rugs, I go for the exact same thing, which is like that fluffy one that comes with, I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember the pack that it was called, but that, the fluffy rug that I usually use in my bedrooms, I tried to use it here, and I just wanted to use something interesting and new, so I didn't. And I never used that rug before with like that U shape, so yeah, I think that looks way more interesting than just a simple plain white rug like I usually do. And here is that formal dining, formal lounge area where it's like it's more peaceful, more quiet. You don't have to like watch TV there. You could just sit. And I feel like that wall in between definitely did divide that room apart a bit. And I don't usually add this, but I felt like it was appropriate in this build, especially because the house is really big. I usually just do this for my bigger houses where I add a laundry room because I feel like it's just, extra gameplay features added. I tried to add that I tried to add as many types of vacuums as I could, not because I wanted every single one in the build, but I don't know, I just felt like some sims may have a preference. Sometimes you want them in your, sometimes you might want a specific vacuum in like a player's inventory. And yeah, I decided to fit both of those in the same room. And next to it, there is just a regular bathroom that could be accessed by anybody. It's not in like a specific room. Here I am placing the dining table. I try to keep this really simple. I don't really want to make it look, too different. I usually just use the same objects that I use in every single other house that I build. I just like to keep it simple, it just adds to the modern feel of the house. I also started using the Dream Home Decorator doors instead of just like the plain white black swatch that comes from the base game. I don't know, I switch between the two. It just depends on whatever I feel like using at the time. And I guess since the floors are timber, I felt like it would have been appropriate to use like a timber door as well. And here is the main kitchen of the house, which I think looked pretty interesting. It's nice. I mean, it's quite simple, yes, but all the necessary items are placed in the kitchen, so I didn't feel like I needed to add a lot of stuff. We are coming towards the end of the speed build, where I usually just have like the last few minutes of building and furnishing the bedrooms and bathrooms on the second floor. For most of the bedrooms, I just stuck to a simple, black and white, or sometimes I incorporated some beige, very light toned woods. And since there's 3 bedrooms in the house, the main bedroom has its own ensuite, a very nice bathroom, and there's also 2 additional bedrooms. I tried to add color into them, where I made one of the bedrooms more bluish and the other one I made it more like pinkish white, more like plain, so that it's easily like changeable if your sim prefers a different color, or if you want to change it up into like a nursery or anything else. It's easily interchangeable. But yeah, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this speed build and are looking forward to playing in this house. It will be available on the gallery. This video is up, so it's probably already there. I also provided a bunch of screenshots and different tours, if you would like to call it that, towards the end of the video, so you guys can check that out. But yeah, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Goodbye.